Welcome back to the David Pakman Show. I am Benjamin Dixon, filling in for David while he is away on vacation. I want to share an image on your screen. Take a look at this. This is an image, a graph that was made by the Washington Examiner, which is a right-wing rag. But they're citing data from a new Gallup poll that just came out that states that only 51% of Americans think that socialism would be bad for the U.S., while 43% think that socialism would be good for the U.S., and 6% have no opinion. Now, if you look at the bottom corner, you can see they put up the data from 1942 because they want to scare you. They want you to see that America's going in their own direction. In 1942, 40% thought that socialism would be bad for the United States, and only 25% thought that it would be positive, while 34% had no opinion on the matter. The question that the Gallup poll interviewers asked was, would some form of socialism be a good thing or a bad thing for the country as a whole? This, socialism is the boogeyman of the right. It has been for some time. And of course, we can parse the difference between socialism and communism, particularly democratic socialism or a social democracy versus communism. But this has been the muse of conservatives for time immemorial. They have engaged in the Red Scare. And I want to be sure about something. The picture that if you don't mind, Pat, putting the picture back on the screen, they have this scary picture of Bernie Sanders looking, weird, for lack of a better word. And then they have AOC laughing. I want to reassure the American people of something, or at least those of you who are listening to this program. Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, they are not real socialists. And I know we can get into that, can fall into the no true Scotsman kind of fallacy. But I want to assure you, there are people way further to the left of Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Hell, I'm to the left of Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And I have friends who scare me with how far left they are. And then there are people even further to the left of them. And we're talking about a very small minority, like a very small group of people who are true communists, seize the means of production communists. Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are not that in any way imaginable. I describe Bernie Sanders' socialism as post office socialism. Right? It's as innocuous as the post office or our fire department socialism. It's simply gathering taxes and doing a social good with them. Ooh, socialism. And so, I put all of that in context because I want you to understand the game that is constantly being played on Americans. Republicans and conservatives in particular like to play this game that anything whatsoever that does not capitulate to the free markets. By the way, they are not free markets, but that's what they like to say. So we'll use their terminology just because. Anything that does not capitulate to what Republicans call the free market is socialism. To them, the post office should be privatized, right? To them, every aspect of our lives should be privatized. The policing agencies should be privatized, right? And they already have private prisons, right, for profit, right? They believe that the fire department should be privatized. Our roads and our infrastructure should be privatized. So what they're looking for is some extreme version of laissez-faire capitalism that really that takes all of the government resources. What my friend Randy Rhodes always said, I believe she coined it first, right? You privatize the profits and socialize the losses. They want to take taxes from the government and use that to create this utopia of free markets and then turn around, if they lose anything, get that loss socialized like the bailout. So they are for socialism. They're just for socialism for the rich. I believe Bernie Sanders said that phrase most popularly and most recently. But we're not talking about real socialism. We're not talking about communism. We're talking about taking taxes and building a better infrastructure. We're talking about taking taxes and ensuring that people have the opportunity to work. We're talking about taking taxes and making sure that everyone has an opportunity to go to college without getting in some type of obscene debt. We're talking about taking taxes and making sure that our healthcare industry does not break the backs of people who get sick. And not only do you have to compound the fact that you're sick, but now you're going bankrupt. That is not this terrifying form of socialism. That is post office, bland, milk toast, really easy to palate. It's FDR style socialism. It is FDR style. It is yet another way, to be quite honest with you, to put a Band-Aid on capitalism. So in a lot of ways, conservatives should be embracing Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, because their version of socialism is really what's going to save capitalism from itself. And if they are afraid of Bernie Sanders and AOC, then I've got some friends to introduce you to that'll really scare you.